The Super Mario games have been a part of my gaming endeavors for many years. It's hard to break down which ones are my favorite because there is so much to choose from, and there are lots of great games with him. And without him, I probably wouldn't have touched gaming in all honesty. But there are a select few games that I really like to go back and revisit every once in a while. And let's just say these are the games that are, to me, let's do this. Hey everybody, it is your host Drake Guzman, and welcome to another fantastic video hosted by yours truly. And today I'm going to go into my top 10 Mario games. Like I said before, Mario games are always a great thing to experience, and there's so many to choose from. But these 10 Mario games always hold a special place in my heart, and I always go back to them from time to time whenever I want some of that sweet Mario action to go along with my gaming adventures. When the Wii U released back in 2012, it really had a rocky start, and it didn't get really good until 2013. And this was the release that really hit the mark because not many other games really stood out. And when Super Mario 3D World came out in 2013, I'll admit, at first it didn't really look promising, as it felt like a typical platformer. And I just thought, well, I'm not gonna even enjoy this, as, a typical platformer is what we've seen for years. But boy, was I wrong. While it does still play like a standard Mario game, design-wise, the levels feel really different from each other. And you can tell that Nintendo really took their time and had charm into this game as much as they could. And while the Wii U, not as successful as the other consoles before and after, Super Mario 3D World, I believe, is one of those highlights that gave the Wii U something to look forward to. And it's one of those games that kept the original Super Mario 3D Land elements on the 3DS, but put a spin on those individual elements and made it into something that we haven't really seen before. Even some of the new power-ups like the Super Bell and the Double Cherry make for some fun and wacky possibilities. If you have not checked out this game yet, and you haven't bought a Wii U, go ahead and check it out for yourself. It's one hell of a good time. When it comes to the classic NES titles, you can never go wrong with Super Mario Bros. 3, as this game is really great in its own right. Following up on the unique but strange Super Mario Bros. 2 that was released here in the States, this takes you back to the classic Mario styles that have been there in the first game, but overall slightly better, as this game has been given a massive overhaul. The world maps, for example, are more bigger, the levels are more exciting and fun, and a better design than the previous two games. And just the overall aesthetic of the game is worth playing this as well. And honestly, you wouldn't go wrong with this game, as this has got everything that it should be in a Mario game. And if you're looking for a classic 8-bit Mario adventure, this has got to be it. And I can truly say that you can never go wrong with this classic 8-bit adventure that Mario has gone on in 1990. Mario Party has been my second favorite spin-off series alongside Mario Kart. Mario Party 8 has not always been my cup of tea, and it's not always been my favorite, but over the years I've enjoyed it, and it's become one of those staple Mario games that I always go back to. Whenever I am in a Mario Party mood and want to turn on the good old Wii, Mario Party 8 is the way to go. It keeps me on my toes. One thing that keeps me coming back is the unique board selection. Most of them are clever and add charm and personality, as well as the possibilities you can do with other candies that pop up in the boards every now and again. Whether it's blocks, dueling, etc., you will have a fun time with this, as lots of these things you can have fun and you can do all way. You can always just come back and enjoy this whenever you want. And to be honest with you, that's what makes it so exciting and special. One of my favorite boards from this game is Shy Guy's Perplex Express. One of the things that make it so unique is that you are traveling around a giant train. And as you go through the different coaches of this train, there's a typical wacky Mario Party action that you go through. But when you land on a space on the top of the coach, Kamek appears and goes ahead and changes the order of the cars. And I think that's something very unique, and I think it's something that it's never done before in a Mario Party game. And I'll be honest, this board has got lots of great boards to choose from, mini games, just the overall package of a good Mario Party. You can never go wrong with this particular title in the Mario Party series. I suggest you go ahead and try this game out for yourself, because it's lots of fun. You won't want to miss this. When it comes to RPGs, it's not my favorite genre. And I'll tell you why. The thing is, these types of games rely so much on strategy and critical thinking, and as well, I find them really confusing, as you don't really know where to go, and I kind of stepped away from those games because those games are really difficult to me, and I don't really see why I have to go ahead and play an RPG. But when it comes to the Mario RPG franchise, you can never go wrong. And my start was with Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, as well with Mario and Luigi Dream Team, which I got in a demo, by the way, for the 3DS, when it was still in the eShop. And those two games are fun, as well with Paper Jam. Kind of repetitive with the Toad missions, but aside from that, one of the games that stood out to me though when I first played it on the Wii Virtual Console was Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. And let me tell you, this game was great. This game was amazing. And the time that it took to get to this game, I really feel so sad that I missed that part where it was released. But like I said, this game was really great, and it takes all the confusion away from a typical RPG, and as well with the other Mario RPG. And you know where to go, and you know what enemies to battle. Even the controls are really great. Many qualities that make this game amazing really stood out. Nintendo did so much with the battle system that it made for way better results, as the battle system was easy to learn and you could do different moves, the bros attacks, and the standards that you have with the hammer and the jump. Those are amazing. And as well, the different bosses that you can battle were very fun and challenging, and the locations were great. Just locations that haven't been seen in a mainland Mario game that are specifically, made for Superstar Saga are here. And as well, many funny moments that are sprinkled here and there. And this game, I say, had it all. And, with the next few installments, it got even better. And as well, I think this game, for a handheld, for a game that was made in 2003, I would say this is one exciting adventure that you don't want to miss. And if you haven't played any of the Mario RPGs, you are truly missing out. As this game and the rest are really good RPGs to play, as these are ones that I think you will spend. Mario Kart franchise has been one of those games that I really come back and go to every now and again. And you know, you can never go wrong with most of these games, as they're genuinely amazing. It's got that mix of thrill with item throwing to make it all worthwhile. But when it comes to Mario Kart Wii, it really has taken the whole aspect of it to a whole other level. The vehicles, the different tracks that are there, items, and new modes are just something where you have a really good time. My favorite tracks from Mario Kart Wii are Toad's Factory, Bowser's Castle, and Rainbow Road. All three of them have really unique track design, really wacky moments to get you on your toes, and really great obstacles to keep the fun going. And Mario Kart Wii is truly so much fun. What more could you ask for? And honestly, with the later Mario Karts, you can get that, but not as much. 8 Deluxe, you can't really get that much from it. 7, you can get some of the same aspects, but not that much at all. But Mario Kart Wii kind of feels something different. And if you're looking for something to get your Mario Kart action on and put your engines to the test, this game is for you. And I truly guarantee that you will spend hours customizing bikes, vehicles, carts, and playing the different modes, and just overall having a fun time. If you're really into Mario Kart action, this game is truly a recommendation that I think stands out from the rest, and you should check it out. There have been many Nintendo consoles that have gone through many great libraries of games. The NES, the SNES, the Game Boy, the GameCube. But one library of games that have been released in 1996 truly stands out from the rest of the consoles, and that is their N64 titles. One game that truly stands out from the rest is Super Mario 64. And when this game was here, it truly defined 3D gaming on a Nintendo console. There were many areas that you had to go through in the form of painting. Bob-omb's Battlefield, Whomp's Fortress, Huko Mountain. All of those areas that you had to go through in order to collect the stars. And you had to collect 120 of them. And you had to battle bosses, do many different games with them, like the foot Foot Race with Koopa the Quick. That's one I remember vividly. And just sometimes the game would take you to different locations and just all the things that could go great with. And as well, it introduced new ways to play the game. The wing cap, the metal cap, all these different things made it so unique that this game truly stood out. And I'm glad it was remade in the DS. And, as somebody who's played Super Mario 64, like, not frequently, but just somebody that knows about it and plays it from time to time and wants to go back and revisit it again, you could never go wrong. And yes, the later games like the Galaxy games were great and all, but this one was truly unique. And I think I think this game truly is underrated. Truly is something that you shouldn't miss out on. And, you know, it's truly an experience to enjoy. It's truly something that you should check out whenever you want a brand new experience and something that involves 3D. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga is one game worth experiencing. And while it's on the, simple RPGs, I could say it stands out really great from the rest. But one other game that I think really deserves the spotlight in the Mario RPG genre is Paper Mario at the Thousand Year Door. And it's one of the more interesting subgenres of Mario games that we take a look at. And the Mario RPGs are really great to take a look at as they have a well developed story, creative worlds to go on, locations, and just a cast of characters that is vastly different than the typical Mario world that we are used to. And the Thousand Year Door, likewise with Superstar Saga, is a surprise worth experiencing. This masterpiece from the GameCube has got it all. A battle system that is worth exploring, a revamped one at that, where you get to channel special attacks, uh, basic attacks, different partners like you did in the first Paper Mario, many new worlds to explore, challenging bosses like the Shadow Queen, uh, Bone Tail. The Thousand Year Door is one game that broke the barrier of the RPG genre and truly expanded on it. And once you pick up this game, you won't want to put it down. As I rented it once from GameFly, and I'll say the experience is not worth missing and is worth the time and hours put into it. As this game truly deserves the title of Mario RPG. One of my first experiences with the Nintendo 64 library of games was Super Smash Bros. 64 that I got on the Wii Virtual Console and the first three Mario parties that were here on Nintendo Switch Online. And when I got Mario Party 2 for the first time, when I played it, as well as the other two, Mario Party 1 and 3, I was ecstatic. And plus, I never got an emulator or a physical Nintendo 64 to experience these older games, as I didn't grow up on these things. Other people did, but not me. But the first three Mario parties were those games that I experienced here in 2024. And like I said, the first experiences were Smash 64 and Mario Party 1 through 3. And Mario Party 2 stands out as being my favorite of the Nintendo 64 Mario Parties that came. I would say I spent so many hours playing this game whenever I had the Mario Party flair. And, Mario Party 2 is so much fun and very wacky and unique as, the characters turn into their respective boards. We got Pirate Land, we got Space Land, could have come up with better names. Um, Horrorland, they would get into these different costumes that were all cute and fun. It was just a good experience. And I even got my mom on it as well. And we still have really great memories of playing this game here in 2024 as me and my mother would spend countless hours of fun nights, just playing this game in 20 turns, 35 turns, you name it. It was so much fun. Probably one of the best experiences. And I'll be honest, if it wasn't for Mario Party 2, I wouldn't be standing here right now. Because honestly, it's one filled with great memories, great fun, and just overall a Mario Party experience that is truly so much fun that you will spend hours being on this game. The first three Mario games that were released on the NES were really good games, and they had really good level design, really clever tactics to you know get you on your toes and think about what moves you were going to make just so you can pass the level. And when it comes to the next installment of the Super Mario Brothers series, Super Mario World is something that I think about. And originally it was Super Mario Brothers 4 in Japan. And I think during development too, but anyway, that out of the way. This was the game that I truly loved. And Super Mario World happened to be one of those games that brought the 2D genre, expanded the boundaries of the game, and took it to a new level and exceeded expectations. Because honestly, this game has it all. It had a new connected world, a map even to get to each world, Forest of Illusion, Chocolate Mountain, Valley of Bowser, all those different locations, the towers, the castles that made you go on your feet were very on your toes type of levels and were really great. As well, the level design is just miles away from what Super Mario Bros. 3 did. And Super Mario Bros. 3 did make good levels, but not on the level of Super Mario World. And I think that's what makes it such a great game. And Super Mario World, in fact, is a launch title for the SNES, if anybody didn't know that. But Super Mario World overall is a fun game that all ages can enjoy and has easy to pick up controls, fun bosses, good worlds to explore. Just overall gives a sense of challenge that the other Mario games after that didn't possess at all. And that's why this game truly is a good Mario title. And that is why I give it a thumbs up. So we can say that Super Mario 64 was Mario's first true 3D adventure, and Super Mario Galaxy was Mario's true 3D space adventure. And as much as I love those games, and as much as those games brought widely new experiences to the table, I think Super Mario Odyssey is one of those games that truly felt like a 3D experience. And seeing this game for the first time back in 2017, at first I thought it was really strange. But looking at it, it was very exciting at the same time. This is probably the first time ever since Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 where it truly felt like a 3D experience. It's vastly different from other 3D Mario games and other Mario games before it. In this game, you are taken to different locations, uh, and also you get to control a a ghost-like cap that has to travel around with you to these different locations and save the worlds from Bowser. And there's many different locations. A cap-like world that inhabits these cap ghosts, a pink lava land, New York City, heck, even space where Bowser even has his wedding. And that is not all. Bosses here give you a challenge, and you have to be really good in their moves. You have to have more creative ways to move through these areas and transforming into different things. And this is a really immersive 3D game that was not afraid to experiment. It is such a unique concept for the Mario franchise as a whole. And I think it does this so much justice that it's really saddening that we haven't seen a game like this ever since 2017 when the Switch first came out. But I would say this game is good in its own right, is really amazing in its own right. And if you own a Nintendo Switch, or if you don't have a Nintendo Switch and are looking for games to play, you cannot go wrong with Super Mario Odyssey, as this game is really good and you'll most likely spend so many hours to the point where you want to just play it over and over again.